Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about rotational symmetry. So rotational symmetry, or basically a figure in the plane, has rotational symmetry when the figure can be mapped onto itself by a degree of 180 degrees or less about the center of the figure. And this point is the center of symmetry. So important thing to note here is we're only looking at 180 degrees or less, so we don't care about the whole 360. So that'll be important when you're doing homework and these problems that we'll do on the next video. So we see an example here with whatever this is called. I'm starting at 0. I see if I go 45 degrees, it doesn't quite look the same. However, when I go 90 degrees, I see that these two pictures look the same. And if I go 180 degrees, they also look the same. So this one would have rotational symmetry at 90 degrees and 180 degrees. And so one way that we can actually find what this angle of rotation is through what we have right here. But first, order. That is the number of times you rotate the figure to get back to the original. And 360 divided by the order is going to equal the angle of rotational symmetry. And again, this angle is just the angle that it takes, that if I rotate my figure, it will look exactly like the original. However, for me, I feel like it's kind of hard to tell sometimes the order, how many times you can rotate the figure to get back to the original. And so the way I actually like to do these types of problems is another way you can figure this out, this angle of rotational symmetry, is take 360 divided by the number of lines of symmetry. And that's what we talked about last week. And that will also equal the angle of rotational symmetry. So let's go ahead and look at a little visual of this. So I have this triangle here, and I want to figure out the angle of rotational symmetry. Well, I see when I move this, it's not quite back to the original, but once I get to 120, it looks exactly like the original. So that would be my angle of rotational symmetry. And I only go up to 180. So I see when I come here, I get to 180, there was another one. But now let's look at this square. So I've moved my square, and I see when I get to 90, that is an angle of rotational symmetry. But I need to go until I get to 180. And so keep going, and I see at 180 I have another one. So the angle of rotational symmetry here would be 90 degrees and 180. So when we're doing these problems, we're going up until 180. We're going to see with this pentagon, I see I have one at 72 degrees. I have another at 144. And that's it. So we'll look at some examples of those in the next video, so you can go ahead and move on to the next one.